Hello everyone, this is JC De Guzman for our daily top 5 gainers and top 5 losers analysis video, specifically for August 30, 2019, Friday, in preparation for the next trading day on Monday, September 2nd, 2019. So I'd like to give you three reminders as always. Number one, everything that you're going to hear in this video is meant for short-term trading purposes only. Secondly, if in case you are interested in trading any of these names, and if they start at a price lower or higher than the dominant range that you are yet to see, make sure that you post a request for that particular stock's latest trade and volume distribution and true market sentiment charts in our private clients forum. And lastly or thirdly, if the 10 SMACD combo is valid and if the momentum power indicator is bullish and you would like to do a test buy, don't push the buy button unless and until you are satisfied with your reward to risk ratio. So that's the extra process that you must go through if you are yet to enter a new position in that particular stock. All right? I highlighted that in lesson number 6 during the Evergreen Strategy in Trading and Investing in the Philippine Stock Market Seminar. And speaking of which, if you have not attended the Evergreen Seminar, it's a prerequisite of your subscription here at Equidist Analytics. Okay, did you hear that correctly? It's a prerequisite of your subscription. So you must go and attend that seminar. If you are subscribed for 1 year, you automatically get a 50% discount on your ticket. If not, you can still register so that you can take advantage of the early bird rate. But of course, the 1 year subscribers get a lot better discount. Okay, or you can also upgrade your subscription to 1 year, from 1 month to 1 year, or from 6 months to 1 year, so that you can automatically get that 50% discount for your ticket. All right, let's proceed with the first stock in our list for today, Security Bank. Security Bank closed on Friday at 204 pesos, 204 exactly. Support is at 184.6, resistance is at 213.5. The 10 SMACD combo is valid. I like the perfect bullish alignment of the three simple moving averages that I'm using. I'm using 10, 50, and 200. 10, 50, 200. Okay. Foreign investors registered a net foreign buying worth 151 million pesos, 151.10 million pesos on Friday. The RSI is still in the neutral level. It's upward sloping, however. Risk level is already moderate, and the upward momentum is already very strong. Okay, did I mention the support? Yeah, I did. Okay, and the resistance as well. Okay, now this is the trade and volume distribution chart. This shows that the dominant range is closer to the intraday high than the intraday low. It was between 196 to 204, the intraday high itself. So that's a bullish, overall, that's a bullish momentum power indicator. The mood of the top 10 brokers last Friday was neutral. My overall sentiment for Security Bank remains bullish in the short term. So if you have had a position in this stock, you have a data-driven reason to top up within the dominant range. Now, if you are yet to enter a new position, remember the reminder that I mentioned during the introduction, your reward to risk ratio first. You can go ahead and do a test buy provided you are satisfied with your triple R. Okay, so after Security Bank, we move to International Container Terminal Services, or ICT. It closed on Friday at 135.8, support is at 120.2, resistance is at 148. The 10 SMACD combo has been valid since the second or third week of August. Foreign investors registered a net foreign buying worth 127.6 million pesos. RSI is in the neutral level, it's upward sloping. The risk level remains low. On the DMI, even though the negative DMI is still hovering the positive DMI, I am already seeing a formation of a bullish convergence between the two DMI lines. Now, looking at the trade and volume distribution and with respect to the closing price of 135.8, which is the intraday high on Friday, I would say that the dominant range is between 133.8 to 135.8. Overall, the momentum power indicator is bullish. The mood of the top 10 brokers was neutral on the other hand. My overall sentiment for ICT in the short term remains bullish due to the valid 10 MACD combo and the bullish momentum power indicator. And when those two things are present or bullish, you know the drill. You have a data-driven reason to top up if you already have a position in ICT, and if the current price is still trading above your trailing stop loss, you should already know that. And you can also do a test buy provided you're satisfied with your triple R. Okay? I'm bullish on ICT. Next, PLDT or TEL. It closed on Friday at 1179. Support is at 1102.6. Resistance is at 1202.8. So if it breaks above 1202.8, 1300 will become the next immediate resistance. Now if it breaks below 1102, 1027 will be the next support level. The 10 SMACD combo is bullish on Friday. And the foreign investors registered a net foreign buying worth 67.3 million pesos. Risk level is low, RSI is in the neutral level, and the upward momentum is not yet very strong as verified by the DMI and ADX chart. I prefer to see PLDT breaking above the resistance at 1202.8 or 1203. Yeah, for me to personally consider this as a good stock for me to trade in a short-term scale. But that's me. Now, the dominant range of PLDT here. See, the dominant range of PLDT with respect to the closing price of 1,179, which is the intraday high, is between 1,160 to 1,179. There's a secondary dominant range which is between 1,137 or 1,136 all the way to 1,155. But the primary dominant range is closer to the intraday high than the intraday low. Overall, the momentum power indicator is bullish. On the other hand, the mood of the top 10 brokers last Friday was neutral. Here's my overall sentiment. I'm also neutral on PLDT. I mentioned already why it is so, because I prefer seeing PLDT moving above the resistance at 1,203. What's my logical reason for that? Because if I'm going to calculate my reward to risk ratio right now, I'm not going to get an attractive reward to risk ratio for me. Why? The last candlestick is already closer to the resistance than the support level. That means I am going to get a thicker potential loss than a potential gain. So I'm better off waiting for a breakout. So, about you? So I'm neutral. Now, if you have had a position on PLDT and if it so happens that it's still trading above your trailing stop loss, you can go ahead and top up. But if you are yet to enter a new position, and if you're going to ask me what would I do, well, I'm going to buy on breakout. Well, of course, provided if the momentum power indicator is bullish and if the 10 MACD combo remains valid once it breaks above 1,203. All right, next, Globe. Globe closed on Friday at 2,030. It broke above the previous resistance at 1,985.9, which is now the acting immediate support. Resistance is at 2,321 pesos, 2,321. The 10 SMACD combo is valid. Foreign investors registered a net foreign buying worth 65.3 million pesos. Looks like similar to the net foreign buying of PLDT close. It's close to that. Okay, let's go back to Globe. RSI is in the neutral level. It's upward sloping. Risk level remains low. And the positive DMI already broke above the negative DMI. All right, that's good. That's a good sign for Globe. Now, here's the dominant range last Friday for Globe. Now, with respect to the closing price of 2030, which is the intraday high, I'm going to cite the primary dominant range between 1974 to 2030. And there's a secondary dominant range, which is between 1936 to 1958. So overall, the momentum power indicator is bullish for Globe. Now, here's the mood of the top 10 brokers last Friday. It was bearish for Globe, probably because they translated that breakout above the resistance at 1986 as a profit-taking opportunity. Well, perhaps those are the guys who are following the sell when happy mentality. Well, here at Equilist Analytics, we don't sell when we're happy. We don't sell when we're sad. We only sell once our trailing stop loss got hit, or whenever we have a data-driven reason to preempt our trailing stop loss. We are not emotional traders. We're not emotional investors. We are logical traders and investors. Okay? So my overall sentiment here is still bullish on Globe. So if you have had a position and it's still trading above your trailing stop loss, you have a data-driven reason to top up also. If you are about to enter a new position, by the looks of the distance of the current of the last price to the immediate support and to the immediate resistance, you're going to get an attractive reward to risk ratio. So if you are happy or satisfied with that reward to risk ratio, then you can also do a test buy within the primary dominant range. Okay, next, TUGS. It closed on Friday at 1.82, support is at 1.5, resistance is at 2.3. The 10 MACD combo is valid. For investors, I'm not going to mention that, it's an insignificant amount. The risk level is high already for TUGS, and RSI is in the neutral level. The upward momentum remains very strong. In the case of TUGS, the dominant range is between with respect to the closing price of 1.89, it's going to be between 1.75 to 1.9. That's the primary dominant range with respect to the closing price. Now there's a secondary dominant range which is between 1.93 to 2.1. Meaning to say, if TUGS will start on Monday at a price higher than 1.82 or higher than 1.9, there's a possibility for TUGS to revisit the secondary dominant range between 1.93 to 2.10. All right. Anyhow, the primary dominant range is still closer to the intraday low than the intraday high. So therefore, for me, the momentum power indicator in this case is not that completely bullish yet. So take a look at the mood of the top 10 brokers last Friday for TUGS. They were also bearish. So it looks like it complements my not so bullish overall sentiment for TUGS despite the appearance of the last green candlestick. So anyhow, if you have a position on TUGS, I suggest, and if it's still trading above your trailing stop loss, I suggest that you hold your position, at least for now. Now on Monday, if the momentum power indicator becomes bullish, then you can go ahead and top up. If you are planning to enter a new position on TUGS, I don't suggest doing that yet unless and until the momentum power indicator is bullish, and of course, it's given if you are satisfied with your reward to risk ratio during the time when the momentum power indicator becomes bullish once again. For now, Don't top up, don't enter a new position unless and until those conditions that I have mentioned become true. Okay, next, PXP. It closed on Friday at 11.6. Okay, these are now the top 5 losers in the video. 11.6, support is at 10.05, resistance is at 13.6. Of course, the momentum power indicator is bearish or invalid. And on the other hand, foreign investors registered a net foreign buying worth 11.6 million pesos on Friday. They have been on a net foreign buying mode for the past 3 consecutive trading days. RSI remains in the neutral level, but it's already downward sloping, and the risk level is already high. It's just 4 points away from hitting that extremely high risk level. Now, I am already seeing a formation of a, I think this is not a formation anymore. This is already a validation that the negative DMI is already moving above the positive DMI, and that's not an attractive signal, especially if you have PXP in your portfolio. Now, the dominant range of PXP last Friday was, of course, with respect to the closing price of 11.6, it was between 11.5 to 11.8. Now, that's a lot closer to the intraday low than the intraday high. So I'm going to say that anyway, even without that, the momentum power indicator is automatically bearish because of the presence of the red last candlestick. The mood of the top 10 brokers for PXP last Friday was bearish as well. Now, my overall sentiment remains bearish. Of course, what do you expect? Okay? My 10 smack the combo is invalid. My momentum power indicator is bearish. What do you expect? So, of course, my overall sentiment is bearish for PXP. So, don't enter a new position. Now, if you have PXP, I strongly suggest that you preempt your trailing stop loss. What did I say during the Evergreen seminar? Lesson number 6. If there are signs, even if just one sign, if there's a sign of a weakening upward momentum, then adjust the percentage of risk applied in calculating your trailing stop loss. In short, preempt your trailing stop loss. Okay, now let's talk about SHLPH. Okay, even without checking on the chart, I already know it's extremely bearish already. So see here, our psychological support is already at 19.7. It's so deep. It's in confluence with a 61.8% extension of our down Fibonacci. Resistance is at 35.5 in confluence with a 78.6% retracement of the down Fibonacci. Let's count here for how many trading days has it been on a net foreign selling mode. For about 3 weeks already, 3 weeks of trading. Now, obviously the 10 smack combo is invalid, and RSI is already playing inside the classical oversold level, but I don't see any sign of stopping. It's getting cheaper and cheaper every day. All right, that's why I don't encourage doing a test buy just because RSI went below 20%. No, it could get cheaper. Now, risk level is it's still low. Nonetheless, it's still low, but this does not mean that you should buy a stock just because it has a low risk level. If it's still busy moving downward, then why on earth should you buy that stock? The downward momentum is still very strong, as I have confirmed on the DMI chart. Now, the dominant range is between 31.4 to 32.4. Overall, the momentum power indicator is bearish. The true market sentiment or the mood of the top 10 brokers last Friday was bullish. Okay, let's not imitate those deep pocketed investors. They have millions, billions of pesos that they can afford to buy the dips. For most of us retail traders with only a few thousands of pesos to trade, you know, I don't suggest entering a new position unless and until the 10 smack the combo is valid ideally, and of course, the momentum power indicators should be bullish. So let's be scientific, strategic, and realistic in every move. So stay away from SHLPH for now, unless and until the 10 MACD combo is valid and the momentum power indicator is bullish. PHA next. It closed on Friday at 0.58, support is at 0.47, resistance is at 0.78. The 10 MACD combo is, wow, it's still valid. But of course, the momentum power indicator is already bearish because of the presence of the red candlestick, the last candlestick. RSI is the neutral level, but it's downward sloping. Risk level is extremely high. This is not a newbie-friendly stock. Not a newbie-friendly stock. All right? And there's already a still bearish on the DMI. Okay? Now, the dominant range is between 0.58 to 0.61 overall. The momentum power indicator is bearish, which I already mentioned before. And the mood of the top 10 brokers last Friday was neutral. My overall sentiment for PHA is bearish in this case. I can't be bullish because the momentum power indicator is bearish. All right, even if the 10 MACD combo is valid. So now, if you're planning to enter a new position, no, this is not the time yet. Now, if you have had PHA and if it's still trading above your trailing stop loss, then of course, don't top up. Don't top up. Just hold your position. Don't top up. All right? There's no data-driven reason for you to top up yet. The momentum power indicator is bearish. All right, next, KPPI. KPPI kept well, closed on Friday at 10.92. Support is at 9.8, which is aligned to the 23.6% retracement of the up Fibonacci. Resistance is it's already at 12.32, aligned to the 38.2% retracement of the up Fibonacci. Okay, so I'm not going to mention, as always, I'm not going to mention yet the other oscillators like MACD, RSI, historical volatility, and DMI until the 30th trading day of KPPI. Okay. So I'm bearish on KPPI. I'm telling you that as early as now. Okay, here's the dominant range with respect to the closing price of 10.92 versus 10.92. It's close to the bottom. So here, the first dominant range is between 10.8 to 11.5. That's a quite broad range. So overall, the momentum power indicator for KPPI is bearish. The mood was neutral last Friday. So again, I'm still bearish on KPPI. Don't enter a new position. And if you traded KPPI, I hope that you already locked in your profits. By now, your trailing stop loss should have already been hit. If not, that only means you did not calculate your trailing stop loss. Okay, don't re-enter. Don't re-enter. In the past few videos, I disclosed to you that I traded KPPI and I was only day trading it within the day, buying within the day, selling within the day before closing, obviously, of course. So right now, I don't have a position KPPI anymore. So I suggest let's not buy yet. It's not yet the time to buy. No buy signal. Okay. Alright, so last in today's video is now Corporation. It closed on Friday at 3.23. Even though the 10 MACD combo is valid, the momentum power indicator is bearish. Alright, so RSI is in the neutral level. It's already downward sloping. Support is at 2.88, resistance is at 4.25. Volume was relatively slim last Friday, by the way. It was a relatively slim volume. So there's still a possibility for now Corporation to maintain its position above above the 3 peso level unless Those hopefuls will give up on Monday during the opening and sell down below 3 pesos. So continue monitoring Now Corporation. Risk level is extremely high. This is not a newbie friendly stock at this point. Okay, did you hear me? It is not a newbie friendly stock. The dominant range with respect to the closing price of 3.23 is between 3.23 itself all the way to 3.3 or 3.42. Let's include that. Okay. Anyhow, that's closer to the intraday low than the intraday high. The momentum power indicator overall is bearish. The mood last Friday of the top 10 brokers was neutral, and my overall sentiment for Now Corporation is bearish. Don't enter in a position, and well, I do hope you don't have a position anymore, and I do hope your trailing stop loss got hit already. All right, and so don't enter a new position, don't top up also. And I suggest if you have Now Corporation at this point, it's better to lock in your profits. Just in case it continues to go up, then you can still, enter a new position, provided the tennis MACD combo is valid and the momentum power indicator is bullish. So there's nothing wrong if you're going to lock in your profits by preempting your trailing stop loss. Or it's up to you if you'd like to respect your trailing stop loss and wait until it gets hit. Anyhow, volume is still not that high. Okay? So there you go. You've heard my technical analysis for these 10 stocks. If you have follow-up questions, please ask in the private clients forum. Again, let me remind those of you who have not attended the Evergreen Strategy in Trading and Investing in the Philippine Stock Market Seminar. Get your ticket, register as early as you can. So visit our website, go to www.equilis.com and then click on seminars. I'll have one in Makati, Davao, Cavite, Baguio, Pampanga, Cebu. So 1-year subscribers, you get a 50% discount, but you have to register by clicking these pages wherever you'd like to attend. Now, if you are not a 1-year subscriber and you don't have a plan of upgrading your membership from 1 month, 6 months to 1 year, then still register. Who knows, you might get a discounted ticket within this week. All right? So, again, my name is JC De Guzman, your analyst here at Equilist Analytics. Have a profitable and a disciplined trading week ahead. Bye for now.